did edited on Saturday.
Yeah, okay. No, there's no video, but let's make it.
Okay.
Oh no, I can't remember. So let's Are you going to share your screen or? Yeah, there it is. Okay. S 402.
That's it.
Oh yeah, okay.
I think we did that on Thursday, right?
Yeah, there's a video for that. Well, we'll walk through it, but then we'll find the video while we're talking too. So did you start this or?
No, not yet. I
Okay.
was trying to find the video.
Okay, yeah. So you start. Let's use one of your existing wikis. So you'll go ahead and open that up in another tab.
Breaking out. What'd you say?
So go ahead and open up one of your existing wikis in another tab, and we'll just put it in that. Maybe the one that you did did you do the annotation 401? Am I losing people?
It was like going in and out.
Okay, so you got this one. So over in DesignWrite, we'll just use that as the base. So go back to DesignWrite, and we're going to import some stuff here. So let's create the export file. So you go to DesignWrite, which is in your second tab. Is my audio fading in and out or something? Okay, I'm not hearing anything, so I'm going to take the screen back.
I can hear you.
You can hear, yeah. So I think you can, and I'm not. Are you seeing? You're not. Are you seeing this? Yeah. So I think we lost that.
Yeah, I was seeing the screen.
Yeah, but it wasn't keeping up, right?
On my end, it was pretty much keeping up.
Oh, then it was me. Okay.
No, I think it's my internet's like spotty right now. My brother's playing video games.
Oh, okay. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just let me open up a browser here. Come on. So the idea is basically you're going to create a new, let's see. We'll put it in here. And you can reuse these things. So we've got it. This is the old one, right? So you go to 403 that we're looking at. Yeah, okay. So I want you to go to this tiddler called Annotator, which has a bunch of tiddlers that are tagged to it. And if you search an advanced search on the filter tab, actually I think I built a link directly to it. And then you can export all of those tiddlers to what we call a JSON file. and that's going to be exported down here. And then here you can import, and it should be the most recent import in your default file. So you import them all, and we'll go back to the directions. It says use the technique in paragraph template to read 2 of these essays. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this Tiddler over, because I should have all the links to it. Yeah. And so what we did is I imported some stuff, some essays, and I'll show you briefly how that works. Looks like I missed one, so I'll have to bring that over. And so this is an essay that was published by this guy Vandendorp, and I've used this as a textbook. And this essay is 25 paragraphs long. And the other one that we have is essay 15, and that's a little shorter, but still, whatever, it's 19 paragraphs long. And so the idea here is to think about reading these and using the annotation features that we've been learning about. And the way that I introduce as a technique of reading is to read it paragraph by paragraph. So you click on 8.1, and this is the first paragraph. And if you'd like to write an annotation about this, you want to create a note. So you can give it a title, and let's just go back and find something to actually annotate. So we'll talk about this, okay? So 15.6, and we might read this and we'd see in a hypertext blocks of information located on a single page, and the author of a hypertext can provide access by means of selection, association. Okay, this is basically here he's describing what a link is. Okay, so we might want to say, oh, that's interesting. He describes what a link is. And maybe I want to copy part of that paragraph, put it in quotes, and so that's like a annotation that I've made, and perhaps I'm going to tag that now to linking. And so I save that, and if I can go back to my paragraph 15.6 now, my annotation is listed there. And so the idea is to go through these 2 essays and annotate them with those words linking and listing and templating, tagging, and transcluding, and thinking about ways of understanding hypertext differently by engaging in what active reading or annotating. So that's the concept. So at least we'll add that video to our collection now. And if I go to, I can give James a timestamp. There we go. So, okay. Does that help explain a little bit, Malaka, what we're trying to do there?
Yeah, I got a gist.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to stop sharing. And anybody else have, who else do we have here? So Rinthi, did you want to walk through something that you've been doing? You want to show us one of the things that you've played with that you've built recently?
Hello? Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Oh yeah, I'm now gonna go through my my assignment that's due tomorrow. I haven't started it yet.
Okay, how about what did you play with or build the previous time?
Let me see. if I can find it. Mm. Mm. I'm gonna try and see if I can get this to share.
Yeah, okay, well, that's fine too. So, yeah, I had promised to do something. Yeah, okay.
Give me 1 second.
Okay. So I'm gonna go, what are we doing? We're seeing-
I have a question for the bibliography. I think I did it a few weeks ago and there was no video. My question is if can I do it over and send it back in?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, great.
Oh yeah, always, yeah.
Oh, where is that thing?
Yeah, we're coming up to midterm, so I'm gonna ask you to sort of pull together all the stuff you've done and think about it and go back, and you can basically go back and redo all those exercises if you want, because just to do them again in a single space, I think will be helpful.
Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to know. So how can I just take all those tiddlers and just put them in one?
Yeah, so I thought that was you who had asked that. So yeah, okay, so
this is what I tried on my own.
yeah, let me tell. That's beautiful. So let's see how you did that.
What did I do? Oh, I think I provided a link to the external sites so they can get the book.
Let's go back to your wiki. Let's look at the code for that. Yeah.
I don't know if this video.
Okay, so you've got a bunch of.
I probably did. I think I did a journal. Yeah.
No, you've got them. So let's look at your books, Tiddler. Now, don't worry about clicking on that. Yeah, no, we'll look at that another time. But I see you're transcluding 4 tiddlers, books. So let's look at your books, Tiddler. There we go. Okay, so where'd you get that link?
The link. I think I looked for the book on Google and then I got the link and I put it in here.
Okay. So we should think about
the link to the book.
Yeah. So what's your objective in providing that link?
Well, I was looking at it that it's a bibliography, so I was assuming that the readers
Yeah, I'm not getting any of your audio. I'm not hearing. Maybe you can turn off your video feed. That might save you some bandwidth and your audio would come through. Not the screen, just your video. Is anybody else hearing what Arinthea's saying?
No, she was cutting in and out.
Okay. Arinthea, are you back?
I'm right here.
Okay, so say that again. My question was, what was your objective in providing that link to like eBay?
Well, I was looking at it's a bibliography, and when the readers they look at it, maybe they'll want to find a place to get the full book if they would like to.
Okay.
So I
So,
provided that link.
yeah, okay. So the goal is to allow them to get access to the book, to buy it, to read it.
Yes, to get an access to it, because it's not. I was looking to see if I could have found it free on the internet, but I didn't. So I provided a link that they can buy it.
Right. So anyway, so James and I were talking about this earlier. So one of the what if you just search for on Google for the name of the author and the title and the year? Or actually just grab that whole link, your whole link on the right side there. No, do it on the right side. Just copy that whole thing. Now copy that. And go to a Google tab, and just search for it in Google in a new tab.
Okay.
And so that's an interesting place to send people, because that would allow them to accomplish your objective. Is this is going to be the many different ways that you might be able to get this book.
Yeah.
Whereas the eBay link that you were sending them to is likely to expire.
Okay.
You know, so think about that, and then you could
So
also.
this would have been better to put in the Google link.
Well, let's look at that link. Copy that link. And yeah, just put it on the line. Okay, you can put it there, yeah. Okay, that's a pretty long link,
Yes, it is.
but not too bad.
Okay, great.
But if you go back to that link, and let's look at it.
Which link? The pretty long link?
Let's look at that. And
The Google link?
yeah, your raw code on the left.
Okay.
You see where it ends, 1974?
Yeah.
You might be able to get rid of all that stuff after that. Not up there, no, inside the Google link. Yeah, you know, that would probably work. We should probably just leave it right like that. So you might think that that's slightly better. The other thing you could also do is...
Maybe if I get rid of all of this.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It works.
And you could probably guess what the Google query link would look like.
Steve, you could probably use tinyURL to convert it.
Yeah, but then you have to do it manually. I'm trying to get you to write a link from the information you already have. You know, so if you already have the name of the source, you already have Alan Vanishing Wildlife of North America. My guess is if you just put that in right after the question mark, that'll kind of work. Right? So it's like, see the Q equals? Yeah, so search question mark, and then I bet you it's source equals. Yeah, I don't know if we need that. You might be able to get rid of that. You know what I mean? So you can play with you can debug a little bit of what it is, and basically you're writing a script.
Yeah.
So
From here?
I think you need the Q equals. That's the key. But I don't know if you need anything other than search question mark Q equals. I bet you can get rid of everything from that question mark to the Q. Up above. Nope, up above, yes. Yeah, right to the left of the Q. Gone down a rabbit hole. Yeah, I shouldn't do this. Right to the left of the Q. Yeah, get rid of everything from there back to that question mark. Keep going. Yeah, there you go. Keep going all the way over to the question mark. Don't let go of your mouse. Oh.
Is it all the way to the HTTP?
No, the question mark after the word search.
Let's see this.
Yeah, you leave the queue. Yeah, and just go up. There you go. Right. I bet you can get rid of that.
Okay.
Oh no, that didn't work. Oh, I'll try it. Search. Question. Yeah. I don't know. You'll have to mess with it.
Yeah. I wonder if I leave the question mark, it will work.
Well, there you go. It does work.
It worked.
So then you basically, you could almost write that from the first part of it if you wanted to. You could just copy and paste it. And you don't have to visit Google to make those links, basically, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have to go to Google every time. You can just predict what the link is going to be. So, yeah, you can debug that and you'll figure it out. That looks nice. And so you might think about putting each one of those sources in its own tiddler.
Okay.
You know, and if you do, you want to make sure you tag them all books or whatever they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm sorry I hadn't given you more but this is the concept that I was interested in having you work on, and so that's great.
Oh, good. I thought I was messing up.
No, I was going to ask you to do some bibliographic exploration on hypertext, but it's also the point of just in a sense doing what you're doing there. You know, you might, if you're going to do who would your audience for this be? Do you think?
For the bibliography?
Yeah.
I don't think that I had like an audience.
Okay.
My audience, of course, would have been you and my fellow students. But I think I just copied and I used stuff that I found on Wikipedia.
Okay, and remind me of what you do for a living. I don't know if we've talked about this. Are you?
Oh, I work in the public schools in the special education section.
Ah, okay. For what age group?
From grades pre-K to 8.
Okay. Huh. So, in what subject areas?
Oh, no, my role is with the special education section to ensure that the students, they get all their special education services.
I see. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. So you might think about building a bibliography of interesting articles that you wish you had time to read. You know what I mean? Or stuff. So anyway, but this is excellent. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Did you build any? Click on your bibliography. Ah, okay. So what you're doing is transcoding 4 tiddlers, right?
Yeah.
But you might want to use the what we're losing is the value added that you've provided by identifying things as books and movies and encyclopedias. So think of a way to display the value that you created by categorizing them in your bibliography.
I may have to put them in videos and books.
Well, let's go back to your bibliography.
And just put them in there.
Yeah. So instead of so let's look at the bibliography. Yeah, right. So instead of transcoding, and just go to the top and put some extra line returns in there and put an HR so we remember what we're doing. Or if you'd rather, we can do this in a whole new tiddler, either way. Yeah. Okay. And let's just put an HR in there inside of single angle brackets. Yeah. And close it. And then let's go in front of that. and put a couple returns. So now we'll know exactly where you yeah. Okay, and go above that. So what if we listed, like, do you ever do lists with the $ list, or do you use tags?
I think I do it.
Okay, so $ list, and its filter equals, and then a single quote and bracket of the word tag, and then a square bracket. Yeah, you forgot the square bracket to open it with. I always forget that too. Tag and then a bracket. And I think these are tagged bibliography, which you have open in the window right above you, so you can just go copy paste, yeah. And then close it with 2 squares and a quote and an angle bracket. Okay, and then hit return. And I think there should be, I think they were tagged bibliography, right? We do a,
No, they were tagged MLA format.
oh, okay. That's, I don't think so. Well, let's go back and look at books. I think it's open below. Yeah, books is tagged bibliography. So we'll go up and,
Right. Okay.
no, we've got it. Yeah, so we'll go up and we'll see why it's not showing up when you ask for it. And if you go to the next line and ask for the name of the current tiddler, which you can just do in double angle brackets in the word current tiddler. And then hit return and flash $list. And I don't know why we're not getting anything. Not getting any tiddlers. So what I do now is I'll grab that filter that you wrote. Just the stuff that's in between the quotes. That's what we think of as the filter. Yeah, so just the stuff that's in between the quotes, yeah. Not the quotes, right.
Just copy it?
Yep, just copy that. And go to advanced search. I have no idea why these aren't showing. And paste it there.
No. Maybe if I take out the tag,
Oh, you know why? No, that's not why. Huh. I'm just looking at yours. So that's weird. I'm getting them in your wiki, so I don't know. We'll go back to yours. But I'll tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen.
Okay.
And I'll show you what I was intending to do, and I'll. So what I was thinking you might do in your bibliography. Are you seeing my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the weirdest thing. So in a new tiddler, something weird on your. So new tiddler, I don't know what. There's something weird on that tiddler. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but we might. do that, and maybe we'll get the name of the current tiddler. And then the text, we could transclude it, but it's coming in. And so if we transclude defaults to the text field, ask for it in block mode, then we'll get it in block mode. And so now what we've got is we've made use of the fact that you tag these things. And we are getting the value of the books,
Yeah.
Wikipedia, magazines, MLA format, website. I'm not sure why those are tagged bibliography, right? So this is a hypertextual bibliography. You know, and that at least uses the value that you began to create out of yours. And if we then, for some reason, if we wanted to actually maybe visit the books tiddler, we could build a link to it. So then I can go to the books and I've got them there. If we bring this out, we're going to call this Alan Vanishing. So if we excise that, and we'll call it Alan Vanishing. Were you able to see that whole window there a second ago?
Yes.
So that's called a clipboard buffer, which I've been preaching about since the class started that you should get. And you can do moves like that.
But how did you get that? Because I've never
Yep.
that.
So are you Mac or Windows?
Windows.
So Windows clipboard buffer. One of those, Ditto, I think works. Clipboard Manager, 5 best clipboard buffer, right? I call them clipboard buffer. I guess they're called clipboard manager. So I'll show you how it worked. So if I wanted, I know that I'm going to want the last name of the author, so I copied it, and then the name of the book is called The Creators, so I copied that. I'll do it again. It's edit, copy, and then The Creators, edit, copy. And over here in my clipboard buffer, one of these. Looks like a pair of scissors. I never use it up there. I don't see it. But if I use the keyboard equivalent, I can't find it. That's not it. I think I rebooted recently, so I have extra stuff. Here it is. So these are all my previous copies and pastes. These are all my previous copies, right? So then I'm going to highlight this and excise it, and I want to create a tiddler called Borston space the creators, and I tag it with books and quote. So that's like a way of beginning to mess around a little bit, and then you'll have more flexibility in your ultimate bibliography if each reference is its own title. So the idea is to keep breaking things down to the smallest unit that makes sense, and in the case of a set of references in a bibliography, it's the reference. So yeah, but that's a great start that you did there. So sorry, I don't know why we couldn't quite get it to work on yours, but
yes, I'm gonna keep trying.
yeah, there's something. I don't know how you get. What is this? This symbol, this right in front of bibliography. How are you doing that?
Oh, I think I went into let's see.
I don't know what that is. That's weird. That's like you Yeah, you got something different. Maybe that's what that is.
I think I went into to manage to tools. I'm
Yeah.
looking.
There's somebody, yeah, we'll find it. But anyway, so that I hope that helps you out a little bit.
Yes, it did. Thank you so very much.
I think I was here in the chat, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen and see who else is here. Yes. Okay, so nobody. Okay, so let me show you what I've been thinking of doing for tomorrow.